Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. Before starting the video, I request you to kindly support my channel. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Jazakallah. Thousands of years ago, a powerful king named Nimrod ruled over the entire world, expanding his vast empire from the south to the north. As his power grew, so did his arrogance. He had statues of himself built and declared to his people, "I am also a god. Worship me." One day, Nimrod had a striking vision while awake. In his dream, a brilliant light descended from the sky, shining brighter than the sun and moon. Another version of the story says he saw a figure overthrow him, casting him from his throne to the ground. Disturbed by the dream, Nimrod woke up drenched in sweat and immediately summoned his trusted fortune tellers to interpret its meaning. "A new religion will emerge," they warned him, "and the man who brings it will be the one to destroy your rule." Alarmed, Nimrod sought advice from his closest counselors. Acting on their recommendations, he ordered the mass killing of all newborn boys, leading to the tragic deaths of nearly 100,000 infants. During this time, a woman was about to give birth to a child who would change history. Abraham, known in Islam as Ibrahim, peace be upon him. Before we continue with the story, the significance of Abraham in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Let's take a moment to understand why Abraham holds such significance for the Abrahamic religions. He is the ancestor of numerous significant prophets and is deeply respected within the major revealed religions: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. All these religions think highly of him. For the Jews, he is the perfect example of righteousness. He followed all the divine rules even before they were written down, and was the first to realize that there is only one true God. They see him as the ancestor of their nation and the first of the important messengers from God. In Christianity, he is seen as the father of all believers. Romans 4:11. His trust in God and his willingness to sacrifice are taken as a model for later saints. Hebrews 11. In the Quran, God is quoted as saying to Abraham, "I will make thee an imam to the nations." The word imam means leader, model, or pattern. The birth of Abraham, peace be upon him. Continuing the story, Abraham's mother turned to his father, Azar, and said, "Go to the temple and pray for me. If I am blessed with a son, I will bring him to you, so that you can present him to Nimrod. This will win you his favor." However, this was only a deception. As soon as Azar left, she gave birth to Abraham and hid him inside a cave. When Azar returned, she falsely told him that the baby had been stillborn. While Azar was away, she secretly visited the cave to care for her son. There, she noticed something miraculous. Abraham was sucking his fingers, and, according to some accounts, the angel Gabriel caused milk and honey to flow from them to nourish him. Abraham, peace be upon him, is said to have spent his early years in the cave before emerging to spread the message of Allah's oneness. Abraham, peace be upon him, leaves the cave. As he grew older, Abraham eventually left the cave and rejoined society. By this time, Nimrod's troubling dream had faded from memory, allowing Abraham to move freely without fear. When his father, Azar, discovered that his son was alive, they began spending time together. However, Abraham soon noticed the statues his father had crafted. When Azar explained that these were gods, Abraham was stunned. Unable to accept such a belief, he firmly rejected the idea of worshiping lifeless idols. Abraham, peace be upon him, discovers God, Allah. One night, Abraham could not sleep. He left his house, climbed a mountain, and sat in a cave, gazing at the clear night sky. He observed the planets and stars, which many people worshipped, and felt deeply saddened. He pondered what lay beyond the moon, stars, and planets. After a while, Abraham, peace be upon him, returned home and questioned his father and the people who worshipped these celestial bodies. Allah narrates Abraham's words in the Quran. And remember when Abraham, peace be upon him, said to his father Azar, "Do you take idols as gods? Verily, I see you and your people in manifest error." Surah Al-An'am 674. Abraham, peace be upon him, debated with his people, explaining the error of worshipping idols and images. He also refuted the belief that the 7 celestial bodies, such as the moon, Venus, and the sun, were deities. When the night covered him with darkness, he saw a star and said, "This is my Lord." But when it set, he said, "I do not like those that set." Then, when he saw the moon rising, he said, "This one is my Lord." But when it disappeared, he said, "If my Lord does not guide me, I will certainly be one of the misguided people." Then, when he saw the sun shining, he said, "This must be my Lord. It is the greatest." But again, when it set, he declared, "O my people, I totally reject whatever you associate with Allah in worship." Surah Al-An'am 675-79. Through this debate, Abraham, peace be upon him, made it clear that these celestial bodies were not deities and could not be worshipped alongside Allah. He did his best to guide his people toward the belief in the oneness of Allah and the worship of Him alone. Abraham, peace be upon him, leaves home. Determined to reveal the truth, Abraham, peace be upon him, began questioning his people and his father, challenging their beliefs. With wisdom and respect, he asked why they worshipped lifeless idols that could neither hear nor see. He urged his father to abandon idol worship and warned him against following Satan's path. However, his father reacted with anger, threatening to stone him if he continued speaking against their gods. Despite this, Abraham, peace be upon him, remained calm and dignified. He expressed his desire for peace, promised to pray for his father's forgiveness, and firmly distanced himself from idol worship. Guided by his unwavering faith in Allah, he eventually left his father's house to follow the path of truth. Abraham, peace be upon him, breaks the idols. Abraham, peace be upon him, tried to convince his people of Allah's beauty, power, wisdom, and oneness, but they remained committed to idol worship. Undeterred, he concealed his plan and waited for a major celebration that would empty the city, giving him the opportunity to approach the temple unnoticed. When the streets were deserted, Abraham, peace be upon him, arrived at the temple, carrying a sharp axe. Inside, he saw statues made of stone and wood, along with food offerings placed before them. Addressing the statues, he said, "Will you not eat of the offering before you? What is the matter with you that you do not speak?" Surah As-Safat 37, 92-93. Raising the axe, Abraham, peace be upon him, began destroying the false gods worshipped by the people. He shattered all of them except for the largest one, on whose shoulder he hung the axe. This was his way of proving a point. If these idols were truly gods, they should be able to defend themselves. When the people returned, they were shocked to see their gods smashed to pieces, lying scattered all over the temple. They began to wonder who could have done this. Soon, they realized it was Prophet Abraham, peace be upon him, who had long invited them to worship the one true God. As mentioned in the Quran, they said, "Who has done this to our gods? Indeed, he is of the wrongdoers." They said, "We heard a young man talking against them, who is called Abraham." They said, "Then bring him before the eyes of the people, that they may testify." Surah Al-Anbiya 21, 59-61. Abraham, peace be upon him, confronts his people. Abraham, peace be upon him, was immediately summoned to answer for the destruction of the idols. When he arrived, the people confronted him, asking, "Are you the one who has done this to our gods, O Abraham?" With a knowing smile, Abraham pointed to the largest idol and replied, "Actually, the big statue must have done it. Ask the idols if they can speak." The people hesitated, realizing the flaw in their beliefs. They admitted, "You already know that they cannot speak." Seizing the moment, Abraham, peace be upon him, questioned them further. "Then why do you worship something that cannot speak, provide benefit, or cause harm? Have you never reflected on this before? Your gods have been destroyed, and they could not even protect themselves. How can they bring you any good?" He continued, "These idols cannot speak, hear, move, or see. They neither benefit nor harm anyone. They are merely stones, so why do you worship them?" Surah Al-Anbiya 21:62-67. Abraham's, peace be upon him, logic was undeniable, and he had completely dismantled their arguments. However, their arrogance prevented them from admitting their mistake. Instead of accepting the truth, they clung to their power and pride. Enraged, they chose tyranny over reason, keeping Abraham in chains and plotting their revenge. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications to stay updated. See you in the next video. Allah bless you all.